Simon, come in.
Yes, weighing in with the dream team, Mr. Simon Jordan and Jim White. I'm very well. How are you, sir?
Disappointed. Didn't even get in the fight really, Joe. I expected a little bit more and a little bit different, and it was very similar. But Joe was much bigger, so obviously the idea was to be more resilient and to be able to use the strength and power and size that he had. But he didn't offer anything to Zhang. Zhang didn't respect him, and you could see as the rounds were going on, you can see Zhang standing in front of him, hanging his chin out, thinking, I'm not worried about what you got. And then Joe walks into a big one on the bell, and that's the end of that.
Jim, your thoughts?
I would echo everything that Simon knows more than me, but very disappointed tonight. It seemed like it was same again right from the off, and Joe walked right into it. So Zhang's an operator, absolute operator.
Did you guys expect him to make the changes in the short space?
Yes, well, we thought he would. Malik Scott thought he would. Well, he had to.
The problem is that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and Joe has never shown the ability to be able to change that much. Now, what I thought he might be able to do was keep out of range long enough to start to wear Zhang down and to start to take him down the stretch and start to use what Joe has, which is a remarkable engine, and then you'd start to see the difference. But Joe never got in the fight. It was the same. In fact, it was worse because Zhang was bigger, bolder, more emboldened, and less respectful. And so he just waited for the opportunity and bang, gone. End of discussion.
Where does Joyce go from here?
Difficult to see. Difficult to see what he does next. Where does he go? I mean, you've got a heavyweight division that can't make fights. He was at the top table. He was the mandatory. He took a fight that he didn't need to take, and people said not to take in the first instance. When he loses that fight, a lot of people said, this is not a rematch for you. He wanted to get the rematch because he wanted to get the WBO mandatory back. That's now gone. So we now know that Joe can't have a heavyweight shot for 18 months, 2 years. He's 40 years of age, but here's the thing. Zhang is 40 years of age. But what you'll see there is, I think a lot of people felt that Joe would give the big heavyweights like Tyson Fury a lot of trouble because he's so strong, so robust, and such an engine. But he's just been put away twice by a guy that I think probably beat Hrgovic, but didn't get the outcome. So it's difficult to see where Joe goes. They've got to get their head together, think about what the options are, how we rebuild, what rebuilding looks like, because it's been done to him twice now.
Seen Don Charles here.
Yeah.
He was with Dubois.
Dubois, yeah.
You say, would you be excited by that rematch?
Well, I went to that fight. How are we doing? Oh, thank you. Yeah, good man. I went to the fight during COVID. Myself and Jim were there. I didn't see ZhangJoyce winning that fight against Daniel. Obviously, that fight went the way that it did. I don't know why Daniel would want the fight with ZhangJoyce. Of course, he'd want it to be able to clear up the record in terms of having beat there. But potentially, if Frank gets him reinstated as the mandatory on the WBA, why would he be in the situation with ZhangJoyce? It might be right. You might say these two guys have just lost fights on a trajectory that could make some money for them both by fighting one another. But does it get them any closer to the top of the tree again? I don't think so.
Yeah. Anyway, enough of all that. You want an exclusive happy birthday, Simon Jordan?
Wow, there we go.
There you go.
Last one.
There you go.
60 years young.
60 IQ. I'm not 60.
Last one. Before he fought Zhang, a lot of people were saying if Joyce was to separate with Joshua, he would batter Joshua. If they were to fight, how would that fight go for you?
I don't think they would batter Joshua, and I never thought he would batter Joshua, but I thought he would give a handful. The difficulty is now you've got Anthony Joshua trying to rebuild the psychological approach to stepping into range, and ZhangJoyce that can't change. What does that tell you?
So who are you putting money on, Simon?
I don't think they'll fight. So it's an irrelevant question. Oh, it's a difficult one. By what I've seen this evening, Anthony Joshua.
Perfect. Simon, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure.
Thanks for weighing in.
Pleasure.